20 says he would pull out. He's our 5th car in line.
And here you hear him talking about it. I'm confident that back group's not going to catch these boys. You can start fanning out and getting a race on, and that's what you're seeing out of Bubba Wallace, making a move, backing that group up, building this energy that you talk about, Tony. Watch that 23 go. Watch this run.
But in the meantime, in the last 2 laps, they've lost 1 second to that second group back there. So it just shows that the pace they were running before, they were maintaining. They would gain a 10th or 2 or lose a 10th or 2. Now in 2 laps, they've lost a second. So you're getting drivers that are trying to maneuver and figure out how to try to get a run.
No chance of running. Here comes the run. Bubba Wallace. Is he going to make the move?
Yes.
There it is.
It's going to work because 6th place Harrison Burton lost the draft to the front 5.
Actually, see Christopher Bell move up.
You're clear. Help is not.
He's going to be looking for that Toyota. Big run when Christopher moves up. Now the shaking and the Dyson's going to happen. He's going to wait till Bubba gets on his bumper, and I see them Toyotas going to make a move on pounce on these Fords.
Remember, some things are undefendable.
That might have been that car owner talking right there, Tony. Sound like
that's
you. Here it is. Christopher Bell, just like I told you. He's wanting it. He's looking.
All right, white flag this time. White flag waves. 1 lap to go. Credit 1 back.
Now we got a race. Big block by Harvick. Missed it. I still think you talk about energy. It's on that outside line. Blaney could be in trouble.
It's definitely lined up that way for sure.
Buscher's going to move down and help him.
Joey Logano's going to have to widen his car and block both lanes.
Here
Bell
comes
looking
Bell.
low.
Great move by Bell. Another block by Blaney, or excuse me, Logano.
Logano right in the middle of the racetrack trying to cover all the spots.
Great move by Christopher
One
Bell.
ahead, he is clear. Half ahead.
Oh, he went for it.
Here comes Bell.
He's going to need help on that outside. The energy's on the bottom.
Blaney's not leaving that teammate, though.
Nope. He's going to get a little help from Buscher. Here they come to the flag for duel number 1. Logano.
Didn't make that big block. Learn from that lesson, but the energy.
Now, race fans, here to say the most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome Executive Vice President, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, Dusty Tonkin, joined by his son, Xander, and representing the Great Lakes, Jeremy Wiley.
Hey, Blue Greens, Corey LaJoy and the rest of the drivers, start your engines!
Suarez putting the pressure to race leader Kyle Busch. 20 to go. Regan.
Mike, you guys were wondering about the 9 car at Chase Elliott in terms of the handling and what that team did. They actually went full out for handling. That's exactly what they wanted in this race car. They said a year ago he did not have the comfort to make the moves in the Daytona 500 he needed to be able to make, and they said coming down here, that was their focus. We saw him check up just a little bit there a few moments ago. Not a word on the radio from Chase Elliott yet.
And that was very
Oh! Kyle Busch in the wall.
Hold the brake.
One too many times. Very aggressive. Suarez was pushing on the back bumper of Kyle Busch.
To go, sponsored by Credit 1 Bank.
He made the move, but the momentum wasn't quite there yet.
There wasn't.
I think that's a right move, but the energy wasn't quite developed.
This time. Straight slow side 10.
2 Fords on the outside, Ford Chevy on the bottom, and Gilliland got loose after a bump from Larson.
Keep coming. Your help's coming. The 11.
Kyle Larson better go give him a hug and a kiss on the cheek after this. That saved his front row stop.
Everybody gets squared away.
And this isn't over yet.
No. Almirola way out in front of Cindric, who's going to have a chance here.
Need his back up.
Does he take it?
Yes, I think he is right now.
I think he just stays in the gas. You don't really have a choice. You can't take a chance on trying to back up to him at this point.
Off turn 4 to the line. Almirola making bacon.
How about that?
Oh, man.
How about that save from Todd Gilliland?
Thank you, Steve. And now it's time to fire the engines for the 75th season of NASCAR. It's the 65th running of the Daytona 500. We've got several legends with us here today who have won both the Cup Series championship and the Great American Race. They're going to give the command for today's event. Let's say hello to them now. A 7-time champion and 7 Daytona 500 victories by the King, Richard Petty. He's a 3-time Daytona 500 champion and the 1983 Cup Series champion. Welcome, Bobby Allison. Here he is, two-time Daytona 500 champ and the 1988 Cup Series champion, Bill Elliott. And now, three-time Daytona 500 champion and the man that got the title in 1999. Say hello to Dale Jarrett. Next up, three-time Cup Series champion and a four-time Cup Series champion, Jeff Gordon. And now, seven-time NASCAR Cup Series champion and the two-time Daytona 500 winner, Jimmy Johnson. Ready to start his final season, the 2007 Daytona 500 champ and 2014 Cup Series champion, Kevin Harvick. The 2017 Daytona 500 champion and 2004 Cup Series champion, Kurt Busch. And the 2015 Daytona 500 champion and two-time Cup Series champ, Joey Logano. Gentlemen, let's get those engines fired up.
Drivers, start your engines!
All right, Stenhouse gets the white flag. The next flag ends it. 3 wide.
All good. You got the help.
Larson tried to go to the middle. Oh, he got turned.
Larson Pastrana in the fence. We are
Keselowski's
still
out.
green. No, the caution is out. And we'll wait for official word on whether Ricky Stenhouse or Joey Logano has won the Daytona 500.
Come to the checker first, baby.
Christopher Bell in the mix. Those 3 cars out in front of the crash.
Slow down.
They'll have to cross the line, but one of them
locked in
will win the Daytona 500.
What is Bell doing here? Oh.
on the track. Caution and checker.
Chevy, Ford, Stenhouse, Logano. Here is how this will be decided. It is not the flag. It is not the caution lights. It is NASCAR's decision as to where those 2 cars were when the button was pushed to activate the caution, and Ricky Stenhouse has won the Daytona 500.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daytona 500 winner. Let me tell you, that's been a long time coming. That's why these drivers are fighting tooth and nail for those early positions. Huge dive bomb.
Noah Gragson up 2 spots on the first lap. Kyle Larson up 3.
That was Allmendinger, really dove it in.
Uh-oh.
Keselowski. Caution. Well, here it is. Didn't know if it was going to happen. Sure enough.
And Jimmy Johnson in the pit lane.
Right rear down on him. Oh.
Multiple contact between turn 19 and 20. Puts us under caution after lap 1. Finished top 10 in both COTA races.
Pressure here, bring her back to the line.
3 of his 4 wins come on the road course. Tyler Reddick, Masters Circuit of the Americas.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
Hey, that is a monster win, buddy. Thank you.
That Billy Scott, the nerves in him. What an experience.
Flag. One more time around this street course in Chicago.
Here they come into turn number 1. Does Justin Haley or Chase Elliott, number 1, have enough fuel in the tank? And do they have enough to get to the back bumper of that 91 car? Here he is, right-hander, turn 2 for the final time.
You see the gap right there, pulling away down the back straightaway, cleanly through turn 3. Full throttle into the braking zone, over the hump. A lock up by the 31 back there. Gisbergen through 4, through 5. Smoothly onto the throttle. Good corner exit. Headed back to you.
He'll swing wide out of 5. He'll set up and go right to the middle of the racetrack and go driver's right now. Hard braking, downshifting. He's going to drive it in way deep, and he'll pull away from Haley even more. He'll leave turn 6, downhill to Michigan Avenue for the final time this evening in Chicago.
Trackhouse racing drivers have been part of huge and great memories from Chastain and Martinsville to this. It's not over yet, but it's really close.
The 75th anniversary of NASCAR, and it has been 60 years since a driver has won in their series debut. Well, through turn 11, Shane Van Gisbergen has been perfect. He has navigated the streets of Chicago to perfection. The final time, onto the front stretch. He comes to the checkered flag. He's won the very first street race in NASCAR.
Thank you, guys.
Once again, Chase Elliott leading that inside line.
Kevin Harvick, he's looking in the mirror more than he's looking out the front windshield. You gotta pay attention to what's going on behind you. Do not get a big run and get ahead of them too far.
3 Fords have separated themselves. A big push coming now for Harvick.
Oh,
and around goes a couple cars. Preece upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass. Ryan Preece upside down in the infield. Caution has come out. He's on his wheels. There was fire off the left side of the car. A huge barrel roll for Preece and the AMR safety. Take another look at how this happened.
Going down the back straightaway, he makes a move or gets help from behind, and the car goes into the infield air. It just lifts right up off the ground. Violent wreck. It's a push from the 43 car, and it's airborne. I mean, I thought that maybe it hit. And he get to the bumper.
There's the white flag. One more to go.
Huge push on the outside from the 6. 3 cars in tandem.
Now, will the bumper stay locked? The 6 of Brad Keselowski trying to push that 17. Here comes Harvick in the 4.
Big push from the 10. He stays committed to the 6 down the back straightaway.
Elliott pushing the 4. Buescher and Keselowski. Now, which line will they take through 3 and 4 for the final time? Buescher separates a car length between he and Keselowski.
Brad's got no help. I don't think he gets back there to the 17.
As they come to the tri-oval, Buescher's going to win at Daytona. And with that, Bubba Wallace is locked into the playoffs on points.
Awesome, man. Way to go. Nice job, Herb.